Welcome back, future medicos. This video is all about today's Supreme Court judgment on a petition seeking postponement of NEET and JEE exam for this year 2020. Supreme Court has dismissed the petition seeking the postponement of NEET and JEE. So it is confirmed that NEET will most likely happen on September 13 as previously announced by NTA. During this hearing, the judges has asked few questions to the counsel. They have asked, are you not demanding that courts should open? When courts are getting ready to start physical functioning, how can you say that exams cannot be held? Why can't exams be held with precautions? This is what the judges has asked the counsel who were asking for the postponement. They further said that life cannot be stopped. We have to move ahead with all safeguards. They asked the students, are you ready to waste one whole year? They were of the opinion that career of students cannot be put under jeopardy for long. Saying all this, the judges has finally concluded that the plea cannot be accepted and they have dismissed the plea. So they have allowed NTA to go ahead with conducting both JEE examination as well as NEET entrance examination. Now, of course, even though this is allowed, there are a lot of challenges that both the NTA and candidates will face in conducting the NEET examination. I'm not talking about JEE, I'm only focusing on the NEET entrance examination. So what are the challenges you might face? Number one, the transport arrangement for candidates. So it's going to be a huge trouble because approximately about 15 lakh candidates might appear for NEET. This number might go down this year because of the delay in the examination as well as the uncertain situation. But let us take plus minus. So 15 lakh candidates plus maybe let's assume that one person comes along with each candidate. So probably we are talking about 30 lakh people to be traveling across India on that particular day. Now with buses and trains are not in full flow yet, this is going to be a real challenge. Most of the candidates have to travel around 100 to 150 kilometers to reach the nearest center. Because this exam doesn't happen at every school, doesn't happen at every city. So you need to travel a little bit for most of the candidates, which means about 100, 150 kilometers. So this is going to be a real challenge. How they are going to run the buses on the day, how they are going to run the trains on that day, and how candidates are going to get into the train and buses by maintaining social distancing is really going to be a big challenge. Number two, maintaining social distancing at the exam center. This is again going to be extremely difficult. We all have seen whenever such an exams, such events happen, people do crowd, people do get excited, people want to throng the gates. So maintaining social distancing, again, going to be a big challenge. In fact, the standard operating procedure that is suggested by AIMS seems to bring in candidates in small batches, and it seems your admit card may have a particular time by which you need to report to the center so that you can minimize the number of people coming at a particular time. But even then, right, how long this procedure is going to go on, right? Are you going to do it for 3 hours, 4 hours? Are you going to bring a candidate when the exam is starting at 2 p.m.? Can you bring them at 10 a.m., 9 a.m.? And then are you going to do this slowly in batches? I remember SOP from AIMS says only 15 boys at a time and 15 girls at a time will be allowed into the center. So again, maintaining social distancing is really going to be a tough challenge for NTA and whoever is going to handle particular centers. Preventing malpractices and impersonation. Okay, again, it's going to be a huge challenge. The previous years, there used to be a lot of physical frisking, a lot of checks that did happen for ensuring that people are not carrying any kind of Bluetooth devices. So there was very close inspection of candidates. But this year, because of social distancing, because you cannot get close to people, I'm not sure how NTA is going to ensure this. There seems to be some scanners that will be brought for ensuring that there are no devices. And also there might be jammers that will be in action. CCTVs will be available to ensure malpractices do not happen. And also again, impersonation, right? We all know what happened last year in NEET. There were so many impersonations happened. The scam burst out from Tamil Nadu. So hopefully impersonation doesn't happen this year. So I'm not sure how NTA is going to handle this with people with mask. In a very short period, they say they are going to take out the mask. The faces will be captured, the faces will be checked, and the candidates will be allowed. Once again, this is going to be a real big challenge. Probably NTA could have looked at some kind of software or some kind of artificial intelligence system that could recognize faces. Might be a good idea. Maybe NTA should look at for future exams, have some artificial intelligence applications that could have facial recognition. Again, this is going to be a real challenge. Hopefully we don't have any malpractices. Hopefully we don't have impersonation this year. Quarantine facilities. Again, this is a big question, whether every center is going to have some kind of quarantine facilities. What happens if a candidate comes with a slight temperature? What happens if a candidate comes with a little bit of cough? What happens if a candidate sneezes when he enters the exam center? Are we going to quarantine them? Are we going to allow candidates who are COVID-19 positive? How are they going to take the exam? Are there going to be facilities to quarantine candidates? If there are facilities, how it is going to be handled? How the candidates are going to be monitored? So a lot of questions around that. The big challenge for candidates, wearing mask for the entire period of exam. Now, once again, I'm not sure whether they are going to strictly implement that mask has to be worn throughout the exam time. The initial SOP from AIMS, I saw that the candidates should wear mask throughout the period of the examination. So sitting down for maybe more than 3 hours. Of course, the exam itself is 3 hours, plus you come in, go out, right? So probably you are talking about more than 3 hours. Somebody have to wear the mask. And wearing a mask, looking at the question paper, focusing on the exam, really going to be tiring for the candidates. One advice for the candidates, one suggestion for the candidates, please start practicing mock tests with wearing mask. So now it is time. You still have about 4 weeks before the exam is going to happen. So from today, maybe you can take a full-length mock test wearing a mask and try whether 3 hours you can sustain wearing a mask. Okay, it's going to be tiring, it's going to be perspiring, but you need to practice this. If you are going to the exam hall and you are going to wear the mask only on the exam day, you will feel it very, very uncomfortable. So try it from today. Maybe do few mock tests with mask on for 3+ hours, and hopefully you are ready for the exam. Okay, my best wishes for you. The exam is nearing. We just have 4 weeks. So have the final push, make your revisions, get ready for the exam so that you can perform well on the exam. Thank you very much. I hope to see you in some other video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.